What is happening, family? Welcome back to the channels. Welcome back to DXB Crypto, your home for smart money analysis and following what's going on in the cryptocurrency market. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about, first of all, Arthur Hayes. Arthur Hayes has been dumping a lot of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ethena, ETHFI, you name it. And one of the reasons why is there is a huge uncertainty. Here we have the FOMC in about 23 days. And the odds of a cut have absolutely tumbled over the last 24 to 48 hours. And as of the time of recording this video, right now, the odds are sitting to remain at the same level, 56.4%. So I did actually post this in our VIP group. By the way, if you're not in our VIP group, with the level of Nansen data that we share, then you're missing out. Just $9 a month, links in the description. Also, you can get a 10% DXB community discount by using my link in the video for Nansen. Now, incredibly, I did actually share this with the, most of the news is actually waking up to my news. So you may see headlines regarding CME Fed Watch Tool analysis today. You might see Arthur Hayes selling. But I've already shared this data way in advance with our VIP community. So let me explain this to you. And this is why this is so important to understand how bearish we are right now. So we all expected the Fed to cut rates by December at the minimum 25 basis point. And what we're seeing now, when you see the Fed current rates right here, and this is the expected rate cut, and what you see in here is the current rates that we have. And why is this important? It's very important because if you zoom in, right, you guys can see this. If you zoom in, what you will see is the market is predicting the Fed rates to remain the same by a whopping magnitude of 54%. So rather than having rate cuts, right, over here, which is tumbling all the time. Last night, again, when I shared this at the VIP community, this was at 44%, now 43.6%. And we really need to talk about this because, again, while I'm actually macro bullish, the level of pain, suffering, what we're actually seeing right now is frightening. Having said that, Ethereum continues to perform across the against all of the odds right now, especially in particular to a Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin. Last night we dropped to a low of 92.5 or 92.25 or something along those lines. Having said that, what I'm noticing with Nansen is an uptake in the exchange outflows for Ethereum, meaning out of the exchange, not to be sold. And that is hugely positive for us. And this very much reminds me of a time when eventually the price of Bitcoin either stagnates, falls, or just chops sideways, or even sometimes going up. But altcoins start to outperform Bitcoin. So we need to see both sides of the argument. Now, in terms of Arthur Hayes, right? Mr. Hayes' overall sales, well, I've got this for you. So if you look at this on Arkham Intelligence, he's now sold lots of, again, latest transaction 31 minutes ago, Wintermute, Arthur Hayes. Look at the value of Lido, and he sold that for $238,000 58 minutes ago. Again, he's testing that before the transaction, and so on and so on. So his USDC balance has grown significantly. And I'm going to give you the Nansen version of this so you could actually see Arthur Hayes' holdings. And of course, overall, he's minus 2 million in the red, right? Has a win ratio of about 16.67% as a whale. But if you look at this, he's, when I actually posted this earlier on in the VIP group, he had a 4 million. And again, for those of you in the Discord, you can actually check his USDT balance is growing rapidly. This went from 4 million in the early hours of the morning when I shared. It's now doubled, 8.44 million, and it continues. And you know, the other notable sales here, look, Ethereum. So this is the balance in USDC. And again, you know, this is the stuff that he's holding right now. But notably, USDC seems to be growing and growing and growing. All right. All of these other balances are down significantly because he's been selling. Look at the, you know, you can see these wallet values or the change that's remaining in there. These are pittance. So ultimately, whales are selling because the macro condition, the macro picture is ugly right now. And largely, we are going to get the Fed minutes on Wednesday. And people are anticipating a lot of the whales because the Fed minutes are very crucial as to what's going to happen in terms of the future projection for the Fed. And somebody somewhere knows something. So as far as crypto is concerned right now, with the way the market is, okay, although altcoins, you know, Bitcoin here sitting at $95,000. You could see here, 95 for Bitcoin. But majority of the altcoins, I mean, ETH is doing superbly well. And that is where I have most of my positive vibes today. But if anything is to go by, guys, be very cautious in this market right now. Wednesday will be extremely, extremely volatile. You are going to see things that happen across the market. The fear and greed index is right now, it's so low. If you look at the fear and greed index, let's have a look at this. What you're going to see is something that I've been pointing out, and greed. Something that I've been pointing out to you guys, which is the number of months where you could potentially stay in fear and greed. Now, I do believe 16, 17, this is extreme fear. But have a look at this. Project this level of fear right here. And then you will have February all the way to May, or a period of about 3 months. And now if you do the same thing here, we did enter fear, but it is not as pronounced just yet as to the number of red fear days that we had over here. Okay. So I think that by all means, the ultimate decision is going to come down to how bullish you are in cryptocurrency, what assets you are trying to accumulate while there's a dip, and how far do we dip? I mean, I did say 90 to 88K level is enough for me, but Ethereum has given me hope slightly over the last 24 hours, at the very least from an exchange outflow perspective. But make no mistake about it, if you do wallet analysis, if you actually look at the balances of people like Arthur Hayes, and I do actually do specific coin related inflows and outflows in the Discord, you can check that out. But Arthur Hayes is not letting up. And while he's doing this, his Bitcoin, his USDC balance is growing. But let's wait for Wednesday. Let's take one step at a time. We are 23 days away from the next rate cuts. This is a must-watch video, guys, if you want to understand what's going to happen in the macro and why your portfolio is bleeding right now. But I have resigned to the fact that in the long term, we will do an amazing returns with these kind of prices. In the short term, there's going to be a lot of pain. Let me know what you're accumulating. And do you see the top being 2026 like I do now? Most definitely, with the 18-year real estate cycle coming to top 2026, 2027. So yeah, a lot to get through there, guys. Smash a like for the video. Not here to scare anyone, but it's not looking good at the moment on the basis of the sentiment. All right, I'll bring you more videos. Smash a like, share the content. Catch you on the next one.